Good evening. Good evening, colleagues. Good evening. Good evening. We're taking questions. It's Monday questions with Shillyboy Mothiba. It's Monday. It's 3rd of October. Be patient with me and let's have a conversation. If you've got questions on Mondays, I'm gonna be live on YouTube, and I'm happy to be having a good evening good evening, colleagues. Good evening. Conversation with you. We're taking questions. It's Monday question. So yeah, so you're more than welcome to ask questions on what you call on the comment section, and invite people to join us. Be patient. We're gonna be here for the next 30 minutes or so. So you don't want to, if you are catching up with the session, you don't want to miss on the session because you would have left it. You would have left it in the middle of it. So I'll advise you to hang around and yes, don't go away. So please share with me your questions on the comment section. And I invited some of you guys who are on the WhatsApp group. If you want to join our WhatsApp group, you're more than welcome to actually do so. So let's see. I wanna see if I'm trying to change some of the yes, let's do this. Cool, let's do this. Okay, so we're trying to change the mic. So how audible am I? I'm trying to, yes, Tulani says hi. Yes, good evening, Tulani. Good evening. Do you have questions for me, Tulani? Talk to me. Talk to me. How's your day? I'm in the middle of doing a deal analysis. There's one deal that just came to my attention, so I'm working on it. So yeah, so I'll be sharing with you, some of you guys, the details. And if you're interested to partner with me, then you will be invited. But tonight it's more about questions and sessions. So if you don't have questions, what I'm going to do, because I was expecting you guys to hoy questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into other platforms. Let me see. Okay. Some Tempiso on our WhatsApp group says, has the live started? Yes, we just started. Let me say, we just started. Okay. Been waiting for it to start too. It could be load shedding. Yes, it was load shedding, guys. Yes, it was. But now we are live. Okay. I'm gonna coordinate about 3 social media platforms. I've got a WhatsApp. I've got a WhatsApp and WhatsApp groups. So I'm gonna be taking questions on WhatsApp groups, and equally so I'll be taking questions from you guys who are here on YouTube. So you're more than welcome to basically ask those questions, and then I'm also going to be taking questions from what you call TikTok. Yes, TikTok. So if you've got any question, guys, around property investing and structuring, the tech side of things, you're more than welcome to what you call to share with me, and I'll be gladly so to answer those questions. Okay, so let me see on I'm gonna try to quickly go on a TikTok and see some of the questions that are there, and then I'll then answer some of those questions there. Okay, so someone says, does it make a difference if the company is in my name and I'm also the sole owner of the company? Okay, so maybe to give you a context of why this person is asking this question, there was a concept of why move your properties to the trust or to the company. What would be the benefits of doing that? And this person is saying, hi, does it make a difference if the company is in my name and I'm also the sole owner of their company? It does, because one of the, and I'll give you a reason. One of the reasons why people typically will move their properties to either the trust or the company, it differs from one person to the next. Some people, it could be the issue of affordability. Let's give an example. Let's say you bought one or two properties in your personal name, and then it happens that you don't have what you call enough affordability as a result of you having bought properties in your personal name. Would you agree with me that should we then move those properties into a company that frees you from natural point of view, and then therefore as a result you are able to raise more capital because you don't have debts? You don't have debts in your personal name, right? So that is basically this person what they're asking that particular question. Okay, so let's see. Someone says, what if my company go broke or liquidated? I think we need to be honest with each other to say, if a company goes broke and it gets liquidated for whatever reason, whatever is in that particular company will then be subjected to liquidation process, right? So you can't really, by virtue of you sending those properties into the company, you can't just then thinking that if that company goes south or go bust, then they will be safe. They are not going to be safe. So as a result of such, so you will agree with me on that. So that is basically these questions coming from the reason of why move your properties to the trust, and that is restructuring. It happens across all business ventures, by the way. It's not necessarily on the. It's not necessarily on what you call in property space. You could be having buggies and running some sort of a construction or maintenance or any form of other business and having fleets of cars. And as a result, you want to restructure yourself and you want to run yourself as a business person. Then what would you choose? So some people then decide to say, no, listen, I'm going to try to actually, I'm going to try to form a proper company. And as a result, they can easily then transfer such kind of they can transfer such kind of fleet of cars into a company, and then from there they don't own anything in their personal name. So that is typically what will happen. So someone says, can I move my property to a company while still paying for the bond? That is actually a typical question. So ideally in practice, what happens, because those are two separate individuals or two separate legal personas. Therefore, the banks will ideally ask you to cancel the bond. That is typically what happens before you can then move that property. But the nice thing is that they know that because you're going to reapply on the other side, then they are able to say, okay, we're going to cancel and reapply on the other side. So that is typically how the banks actually approaches this concept of bonded properties if you want to move them. Okay, I see that Tulani is asking a question. Thank you so much, Tulani Shabangu, for asking the question. And he say on YouTube, he's asking on YouTube. So we're going to take a break from TikTok. Let's see what on YouTube Tulani is saying. He's saying, when moving the property to a company, do I need to apply for the bond with the bank? It depends, Tulani. If that particular property is still bonded, yes, you might have to reapply on the other side, because the bank will say, but you still owe us. So how do we get paid? But then if, for instance, now the property is paid up, you don't need to move or you don't need to apply for the bond, because you could easily move that property in a form of loan account, or for that matter, in an exchange of shares. So such strategies are out there that could be utilized. Okay, so if I answered you, let me know and give me a thumbs up, Tulani, and you're more than welcome to ask any further questions for clarification, Tulani, if you didn't get my answer. And then, yeah, you also, others, guys, you're more than welcome to ask questions, and you're more than welcome to share the live, guys. Share the live, guys, with those who might be actually and not being aware that we're live. Every Monday, we're going to go live, right, guys, on YouTube. We're going to be live on YouTube. It all subjected to the load shedding, and then I'll be communicating such with you guys who are on my WhatsApp groups, right? If you want to be on my WhatsApp groups, you're more than welcome to WhatsApp me. You can WhatsApp me on 074-589-6439 just to join some of my WhatsApp groups. So you're welcome to WhatsApp me. So I'm looking for more questions. As you guys on YouTube, you're thinking of questions. Let me see what WhatsApp people are saying. Let me see. Okay, someone says, so on WhatsApp, he's saying, which one is the best, registering the properties under a trust or register the properties under a company? Then the trust owns the company. And what's the difference between the two structures? Hey! Wafunde, Stembi. So Stembi is asking high-grade questions, guys. Okay, maybe let me unpack the Stembiso's question. Okay, basically what Stembiso is asking is saying, what is the best vehicle to use to invest in property? And I think my question to that, it will be a typical answer from accountants to say, it depends, right? It depends on your circumstances. It depends on your risk appetite. It depends on your objectives of why you're investing in properties as a start. It depends on the size of your portfolio also. Would you agree with me that someone with one property and someone with 100 properties, those two people ideally are completely different people? Would you agree with me? Right. Now, so he's saying which one is the best, registering the property under a trust or registering the properties under a company? Then the trust owns the company. What is the difference between the two? So the two is that there's no trust on the other one, right? Or for that matter, the other one, it means that you'll only be trading with the trust. So the tricky part with that is what happens if those properties that are generating rental income, you are no longer distributing that particular rental income to the beneficiaries? What happens? Okay, so it also depends. What happens for scenario where, let's say, you are not actually in the interest of distributing the money, you're retaining that particular money? Would you agree with me that then it means you will be taxed at the higher marginal tax rate? Because I'll assume someone at your level probably is sitting at a higher marginal tax rate. So it's not ideal. Okay. Now, then let's say then we do a combination. So normally it's when the other structures can be, so is when someone wants to do a bit of both objectives, basically trying to bring the two objectives in between, right? That's typically what happens, right? So then that person will typically then say, sometimes I want to distribute some of these funds because I want to look after my grandmother. Sometimes I want to distribute this money because I want to look after my adopted children from my sister or from my brother that I'm looking after. So people have got different needs and wants out there. So you always try to structure their affairs to best suits their own interest. Then let's put it this way. Then someone can say, listen, Shillyboy, I also want to make sure that when I retire, I've got enough portfolio that can look after me. Then that person will ideally then, wants to build up some sort of a form of portfolio without distributing that particular rental incomes that are there. Then you will agree with me, the lowest tax applicable will typically be a company, which is about 28%.
a corporate income tax rate, potentially 27% as from next year. Yes, we know that the corporate income tax rate is going to be going down. So that is typically the combination that you'll typically see. Thanks, Tembiso, for asking that question. More questions. I'll ask more questions, guys. I'm live. Okay, let's see. Let's see if on WhatsApp. Okay. Let me just see. Okay, on WhatsApp, I don't have questions. Okay, I see Lulu. Thank you so much, Lulu, for asking the question on YouTube. Let me just quickly, before I come to you, Lulu, let's see. I want to see, before I come to you, Lulu, I just want to see on TikTok if they have their own questions. Let's see if we get that particular question on you guys. I'm gonna have to charge my phone also. I'm gonna have to charge my phone because I'm actually running out of battery. I see. That's one of the reasons. Okay, quickly. Let's not waste too much time on the admin side of things. Let's quickly go on TikTok. Let's see. Okay. We're gonna come back to TikTok. Let me answer the question from Lulu. She's saying, what if I have one but working towards 100 properties? What structure do I use in light of the greater vision? You see, that is always a question that I ask, right? For someone who's very sure that they are going to go aggressively, because you need to be mindful of compliance cost also. So then if you know that you're going to buy a couple of properties along the ways, you are not one of those who just want to buy one property and then they move on with their lives, then you will ideally want to be looking at ensuring that you protect that wealth and protection from various things, divorce. These days we see there's high level of kidnapping. You want to make sure that no one knows about your wealth, right? And currently, trust is one of the tools that ideally it still gives us that sort of protection. So you'll ideally want to have that basic structure that Tembiso was highlighting, where there's a trust and then there's a form of company. But as you grow and creating more wealth, you want to try to hide your wealth as much as possible. In my language, we say, basically, when you've got your own wealth, you don't want to be singing around the street and say, I've got wealth, look at me. So you want to make sure for protection point of view, you preserve your wealth. And one way of preserving wealth is to keep quiet when you've got money. Okay, so Lulu, I hope I answered you. And let's say more questions, guys. More questions from YouTube. I'm live, I'm available. Let's ask those questions. Okay, so let me see if we have questions on a YouTube or a WhatsApp. Okay, WhatsApp, it's still quiet. Let's go into TikTok. So someone is saying how to create a trust. Okay, so that is typically, so guys, the process of creating a trust this is how it works. You come to Intergen, which is our sister company that deals with trust formations, right? And we'll obviously give you a code for the trust and we'll do a consultation. We'll tell you, okay, you want to do a trust, that's fine. Okay, cool. This is how much it costs. And then we then send you a form that you need to fill that basically is gathering the personal information that you need. And then thereafter, then we then obviously then, we then, after that, we get the information from you, then we do the trust deed, we prepare the trust deed. Once the trust deed is done, and then we forward it to you, and then you do the original signatures. Then the original signatures, from there, you courier the original documents to us, and then we do the lodging with the Master of High Court. It takes roughly, I don't want to be held, because once it's at the Master of High Court, we can't really dictate on how long it takes. But ideally, looking at about 4 weeks, that's what we've been seeing. But sometimes it can be a situation where there's a huge backlog and then it doesn't get registered as one would have hoped. And that's typically how to create a trust. So then once it's registered, you will get what we call letter of authority. That is appointing the specific individuals as trustees to actually act in the interest of those beneficiaries defined in that trust. Okay. Someone says, great advantage. Can you share this advantage for complete picture? I did allude. It comes with a cost. It's very it requires people to actually be hands-on. So that is why it's ideally for someone who's serious about creating wealth. If you are serious about creating wealth, then you can start considering things like that. Okay, so let's go back to YouTube questions. And guys, if you're enjoying the session and you're benefiting from it, you're more than welcome to give me a thumbs up and share the live session with those who might not be aware that we are actually live. So my advice is that every Monday, we're going to be live on YouTube. That is subjected to load shedding, of course. Okay, now let's see Tulani Shabangu saying, is it possible to move my properties through my existing company, which is not registered for property investment or unregistered? You see, that you can, right? I think that is a simple answer. You can. However, that also depends on the risk that particular existing company is. I'll give a scenario. Let's say you're in a manufacturing in that particular existing company and you want to transfer residential properties. What happens if something goes wrong in that manufacturing and you get sued? So you're potentially going to lose wealth that has nothing to do with manufacturing business, right? That is one of the reasons. Let's say you are in a property development space. You will all know that the property development is one of the higher risk projects that you can ever take as compared to saying you're doing multi-led and student accommodation that is already led and is not a brand new development. So you'll agree with me that the risks are more or less compared to new developments. So those are some of the things that you just need to be mindful of. But then again, it also depends on your risk appetite. So some people are risk takers, and you can't defeat that. So some people just choose to be risk takers, and then if you are a risk taker, you might end up saying, Shillyboy, listen, I don't care. I'm actually gonna go with that. Okay, so give me a thumbs up. I see someone showed me some love and gave me a thumbs up. So you're more than welcome to show me some love and give me a thumbs up. Okay, and share the session with those that. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, guys. Please be kind and subscribe to my YouTube channel and share with your colleagues and invite them to learn more, guys. Share my videos across and encourage people to join us on YouTube. And of course, also reach out if you need help with either of our services that we are offering. You're more than welcome to reach out to me and say, Shillyboy, help me. And then we'll definitely help you with such information. Okay. So now Lulu is back. Thank you so much for Lulu and Tulani for interacting with me. I really appreciate you keeping me company. That is great. That is great. Okay. So let's keep holding those questions, and then I'll definitely be answering those questions. Okay. Someone on WhatsApp, on one of our WhatsApp groups. Hey, this WhatsApp group is very, very active. And I'm loving it. I'm loving that. Okay. So I'm answering that. It says, in terms of the board of trustees, do I get involved in the vetting process or you guys do it? a company without my involvement. Okay. So I think what this person is asking on the WhatsApp group basically is with regard to appointing the trustees for the trust. Who appoints the trustees of the trust? The starting point will be the founder of the trust. So if you are a founder of the trust, you will appoint who? The trustees, the starting, because you have to contract with that particular, you have to contract with those trustees. So a founder must contract with somebody. So those are the starting point. And then going forward, then the trust instrument, which is the trust deed, will stipulate on how the resignations and then the appointment of the trustees function. So that is the process that is going to take place. A failure to do that through the court order being petitions by either of the interested parties, then the trustees can be appointed. So yes, you will get involved in appointment of the trustees as the founder of the trust at the beginning, because you have to appoint someone. And then from there, you can influence on how the trustees are going to be, are going to be appointed once the trust is functional. Okay. I'm telling this person that I've answered your questions on YouTube live session. So yes, so I answered your question. Thank you so much. Please ask more questions on WhatsApp groups also. Be more interactive. I love that. I love that. Give me some thumbs up on the YouTube. Share this, and then share the session also with those who might be interested. And yes, we get the ball rolling. That would be great. That would be great. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, so that is great. Well done. Keep participating, guys. Keep participating, and let's engage. Let's engage as time goes. As time goes. Okay, cool. Now let me go back to my YouTube and see what is going on. Who's saying what? And on my YouTube. So Lulu, again, thank you so much. She says, does the law stipulate resident citizenship of beneficiary of a trust? Not sure if I'm clear. You are clear. So basically what you're trying to say is that, can anyone be a beneficiary of the trust registered in South Africa? Yes, you can be. You can have American beneficiaries. I know guys who registered the trust in the country, and then they've got dispersed, we call them dispersed families, global citizens. That's what is going to happen with your children, by the way. Some of you guys, I know some of you guys where the children are already scattered all over the world. We call them the dispersed family members. So that is crucial, by the way. And so that is basically what transpired. And yeah, that's a very interesting question. So yes, anyone can actually be a beneficiary. Yes, as long as you want them to be a beneficiary. I'm also happy to be a beneficiary. You can nominate me to be a beneficiary. That would be nice. To be kind of you. Now let's see, what sort of due diligence is required before one buys a property on a paper? Development phase before building is completed to minimize the risk of buying bad properties or altogether being duped. Hey, I think for me, the starting point will say, who are you buying from? I think that is the starting point. Do you buy from Shillyboy, Corner, TTY, PTY, LTD? Or do you buy it from a brand like a reputable institution? I think that is a study, because there's a track record, there's a historical context of those institutions that you'll be buying from, right? So if they've done similar projects, another thing is that the fact that they're big doesn't mean they are competent in that particular line of project. So you might want to ensure that they've done similar projects before. And they might be big in residential, but if they're big in residential and then they want to move into commercial, they might not have the expertise in that space. So I will want to assess such, and I think that is crucial. And then I'll also want to see and engage the past projects, people who bought in the past project, what it was the experience. I would rather prefer to speak to the homeowners or those people who participated in those developments in the previous periods, because those people, they are not going to be doing marketing. They will tell me their own experience dealing with such entity, and I think that is quite a crucial one. So you know what I mean. So those are some of the things that I think personally I'll want to do and ensure that I'm aligned. Obviously, I'll want to read the documents that I'm signing to ensure that I'm covered. I don't just agree and just sign up to things that I don't understand and finding myself being locked in structures that I don't understand. And I think that is pretty much some of the things that I'll want to know. Understand the terms. I'd rather deal with excitement and rather take the documents, go home, and obviously review such documents and then take it from there. And consult. That's another way of doing consult. Consult, guys. Make sure that you consult and you understand what you're getting yourself into before you actually sign those deals. Okay. So I see, Lulu, you are commenting on another property company. So yes, so those are some of the experiences that some of you guys might be having. Okay. So yeah, it's been great. And thank you so much. Let's if there's no further questions, we might have to call it a night, right? So is there any questions that is left? Because I see that on WhatsApp, it's quiet now. They say thank you so much. Maybe let's see what other questions are there before I close with the YouTube. Okay. Let's see what is this person is saying on TikTok. This recently happened to me where the seller decided that he'll use his own, and I wasn't even consulted formally informed, just to go to court. Oh, guys. So this person was talking about how I saved myself 20,000 in a deal. So because what happened is that they wanted to use in this other deal, they wanted to use, but it fell through for whatever reasons. They wanted to use their own attorneys. And I told them that when I use my own attorneys, I normally save, I get discount. And as a result, I'm losing about 20K. And they were willing to then reduce the asking price by that 20K. So that also worried me, by the way. Why would someone give me a 20K and insistence on using their own lawyers? That was quite strange. Then I actually, I remember I withdrew the OTP then, and then I inserted more stringent clauses. Yes, because I felt that something is shady. So yes, you can actually push those, you can push those boundaries and tell them that, listen, I work with specific people on a regular basis. Therefore, if I'm going to go ahead with you, yes, you should be giving me a discount, because now I'm losing discount by virtue of me using your own lawyer. So that you can actually push boundaries. Okay. So yes, that's what I did in the last deal, even though that deal didn't materialize. Okay. So to let me say thank you, Mothiba. Thank you so much, guys. In the interest of time, it's got to pass now. It's a bit late. Thank you so much. Let's meet again on YouTube next week, Monday. I'll be communicating on a WhatsApp group what time we start. It all subjected to load shedding. So if I've got load shedding after 8, then we're definitely not going to be live. But then if I don't have a load shedding, then I'll definitely then come whenever the time allows me. So every Monday, just check your WhatsApp groups. I'll be communicating with you on Mondays. And yeah, but we need to find time either before 8 or after 8, depending on my load shedding schedule. Okay, Lulu, in closing, what are you saying? Let's see. What are the major difference between the main two types of trust available in South Africa? Which one has the lowest compliance cost? You can shelve this question for the next live. Yes, I think let's do that. Okay, maybe Lulu, if you don't mind, send that question into the WhatsApp group, and then it will be one of the questions that we can start with next week, or once I get a chance. Maybe I don't want to promise because I'm traveling in the next few days, so I'll be quite on the road most of the time. So let's rather shelve that for next week. I actually appreciate that, Lulu. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Please share my YouTube with your friends, invite them to my community, and behave on the WhatsApp groups. Ask questions on interact, ask questions, guys, on WhatsApp groups also throughout. Only relevant questions so that we grow and we build wealth together. And then equally so on TikTok, I'm pretty much live almost every day on TikTok. So it's only sessions that I'm live there. So other than that, I'll see in some corners. Yes, I think on Wednesday, I'm hosted by TAF. For those who are familiar with TAF, Trust for Urban Housing Finance, we've got a panel discussion there on compliance and the importance of financial statements and things like that, interpretations of financial statements, how that is crucial. Maybe we should have a webinar on that, because if the likes of TAF are taking that serious and encouraging their clients to understand things like that, then clearly it's an important subject matter. So I'll be there we're having a breakfast on Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to that engagement. I'm excited. It's quite a milestone for me. I appreciate the platform. And Tulani will say how to join the WhatsApp group. Are you not on our WhatsApp group, Tulani? Okay. So send me a WhatsApp. I send the number above. So send me a WhatsApp. Send me WhatsApp on 074-589-6439. Okay. Send me a WhatsApp, and then we'll add you to the WhatsApp group. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself, and good